The views, thoughts, and expressions of the show are purely satire and do not reflect the host's employer or any associated parties pertaining to the hosts. This is a joke of a show. Do not take this show serious. We are idiots.
How y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Copper's Corner. And on this episode, Nick and I finally have an episode of Just He and I. I think this is actually the only episode that has been you and I at all. So far.
I would say solo, yeah, because me, you, and Zaga had done. I want to say we did a fan. You were a guest on our segment, Fanboys.
Oh, yep.
Like at the beginning of this season, it was. Mm-hmm. And then I think you and I were supposed to make an episode at some point, and we completely it kind of just got lost in the shuffle with everyone's busy schedule and stuff like that. So because I know firsthand from just seeing your TikToks and through our group chat that you are a significantly busy man.
Yes, very much so. Between like this when I can. The main two big things have just been EMT and the Army. EMT school has taken up a lot. The Bio 101 that I had to take online or am taking online on top of all that. So that I technically hit 12 credits. So that I could technically use GI Bill. All that going on. A slight legal issue that I'm having with the school regarding me being away for military things, which should not be a problem. But they're making a problem out of it. So luckily I have paperwork and also JAG to make that not so much a problem. But it's still good.
I didn't know that you were in school. I thought you were just doing you were serving, and I know you do like your side business for all your copper stuff and whatnot. I didn't know that you were also in school.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to school for EMT. It's actually my third time taking the course now, and I've passed both times previously. To make a very long story short, the first time I didn't take the National Registry before we got deployed, and then the second time, COVID happened in the middle of school while I was away on, not really away, I was just on military orders at the time, dealing with COVID relief. And, I mean, during COVID, everything was hectic. So they were like, oh, yeah, well, just do this and this. I'm like, ma'am, I don't get to choose what time I get off during the day. That ain't how that works. I'm like, well, you can come back next semester. I'm like, so you can get more of my state benefits and more of my money. No. And now I'm kind of running into the same issue again, except under a different schedule. But we'll get it figured out. But yes, I'm going to EMT school and doing all that, which you would think it's like, oh, well, you've done this twice already. You should know everything. There's a lot that I do remember, and luckily I've never really fallen out of emergency medical, because even in the Army, there's a lot of stuff like that they keep sending me to, because I know that stuff and I like that stuff. But on the civilian side, there's also so much that has changed since like just 2020 alone, as far as like, certain things they now do and do not want you to do, certain things that we're allowed to do now, protocols that have changed, scope of practice that's changed that I'm now having to relearn. So little things like that. And I'm getting through it. It's just I'm bouncing back and forth between all these different things. And of course, on the Army side of things, it's, it's not just the stuff that I need to do when I'm there at drill. It's also all the things of just being an NCO, being a team leader, checking on these kids outside, helping them deal with their problems that their employers or their school is giving them on the outside. And then obviously working the military side of it, getting all the stuff prepped that we have to for big events coming up this year. So yeah, and then obviously just, being at the house, helping her out around the house, and all that. So it's a whole bunch of things that really aren't that much, but when they're all going on at the same time, kind of,
it's a cluster.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It is. It is.
So
it is.
how? Okay, so how long have I guess I'm a little bit out of the loop because I know Zaga and Ellie know more of your backstory and stuff like that. How long have you actually been in the military, or are you like on your way out? Is that why you're? Oh, you're not on your way out.
Oh, no, 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 no. I will do this as long as they let me, or as long as my
Okay.
body will let me, rather.
I think it's the latter on that one.
Yeah, probably that one. I can already feel it in my lower back. My lower back and my neck mainly are the two places that get it a lot.
Well, see, that's why the reason I asked is because when you said that you were doing EMT school and stuff like that, so I just figured that was your backup plan for when you exited the military. But I guess this is just a just add to your resume while you're in the military and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, and that's actually fairly common with anyone who's like National Guard or reserves, is that in the National Guard, it's kind of one of those things where it's weird because like throughout my career in the Army, I've always been I'll volunteer for this mission. I'll go on this thing. I'll do that. I'll take this school. I'll take that school. Like I'll really take it, to where like, unless I got a direct reason to say no, I go. And I've never really said no. The one time I did is I had just started a job and they were already like all set up for people they needed for volunteers. That was literally the only time in my military career I ever didn't volunteer for like a mission or something like that. But you'll find it's actually quite common that people do like EMT, police, firefighter, nursing, stuff like that. Like all these things kind of within the first responder and or medical world as the civilian job, and do the National Guard thing. For me, it was also something where I wanted to, because even with the social media side of things, the voice acting side of things and all that, people have been like, wait, so are you giving up on that and pursuing EMT and all that instead? Or like firefighting and all that instead? I'm like, no. This is America. Why do I got to choose? I can run both, and I will run both. For me, it's more of as the social media side of things and as the voice acting side of things, like is always kind of on a roller coaster. Like when it's doing well, it's doing well. When it ain't doing well, yeah. But at least it's that steady employment, and it's that steady employment that has me do something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and is also something that I like doing and want to do, especially on the firefighter side of things. I'll work in ambulance and all that. The ultimate goal is firefighting. But a lot of times, depending on what department you go to, they want you to at least have your EMT. Most of them want you to have a paramedic.
Right.
But so, yeah, I'll gladly do all that and, kind of run all those things at once. Because for me, it's ways that I want to serve the community, the country, and even like, within the social media side of things, like, the kind of community that we've built up within Floof Ninja Nation and all that. And I just know me, and I'm still physically able to do it. And I know that I would beat myself up if I didn't do it, or if I didn't stay in the Army, or if I didn't still keep shooting for firefighter. Like right now, I'm physically able and mentally able and all that to still do it. Like I ain't done enough yet. So,
how old are you, Copper? I that's the other thing I got to ask. How old are you?
31.
Okay. So I'm just going to gauge you and I in like at least the same, because I'm 33. I turned 34 this year. And so I work my two jobs, and then of course like I try to make my content and stuff like that. And here you are serving the country, doing voice acting, running a business, going to school. And I'm sure I'm underselling the four. I'm sure we can round up to at least my two hands and then your two hands and more. And so now this kind of gives me a little bit more perspective and a little motivation to quit being a little bitch and kind of get my shit going.
so I will tell you this much. Number one, no. And number two, I mean, like when I talk about like the social media and the voice acting side of things, like the social media things, I mean, especially with how things are right now, like people have noticed like a drop off in the content, but it's because I'm running all the other things. But as much as there's been a drop off in the content, I do still try to get in and do the content, but it's been a little harder to do so. That, and lately it's like anytime I do something, like they find any reason to knock it off the beta program or mute it or get a community guidelines violation for something that I haven't done. And then I appeal it and they're like, oh yeah, that doesn't violate it. Okay. Dealing with all the fake accounts, like stuff like that, having to block people, having to put copyright infringements on people. That's always fun. The EMT school side of things, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's 3 days a week. Then there's a lot I do throughout the rest of the week between like that and the social media side of things and doing things for the military, even when I'm off duty and all that. So it's not, I wouldn't say you're being a bitch at all. Oh, puppy dog. I wouldn't say that at all. It's just different ways of managing it, right? Like someone else might find it very easy. For me, it's weird because I'm so used to being a blue collar boy. I'm so used to, I get in, I punch in, I do the work, I punch out. If I need extra money, I stay longer. If my supervisor or my boss or whoever really needs me to stay that longer, and I can, because ultimately it's going to make things easier, I can, but I punch in, I do the work, I punch out. That is what I'm used to. I'm not, this whole thing has been very odd about there is no punch in, punch out. It's, or clock in, clock out. I can do something that takes me all of like 10, 15 minutes and it does great. I can do something that takes me several days and it goes nowhere. The merch is good and then it drops and then it's good and then it drops and then it's good, 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 good. And then it drops. And then despite what we do, it keeps dropping, which is a risk that I kind of knew was up with all that. But it's just a different type of stress and a different type of busy than I've ever had to be used to. So with you working, what do you say, what, 2 jobs?
Yeah, I have the 2 jobs, and I've, like late January, I started going back to the gym, and so my time management has always been bad per se, but I understand the whole, like, clock in, do what you need to do, clock out if you need the extra money. That's why I picked up the second job and stuff like that, because I don't want to have to rely on anybody to pick me up out of my hole that I've either gotten myself into or something that I want to do it myself and stuff like that. And so, like I said, my time management has always been bad over the years, and it's gotten significantly worse. I hit kind of a slump. I wouldn't say it was like a depression slump, but I kind of felt like more of an autopilot. And so I kind of just like coasted through life for a little bit, and I started seeing like negative changes in my body, my attitude, my mindset, and all that. And so I finally just kind of looked myself in the mirror one day and I said, I gotta do something. That's why now I've gotten better with my time management, and as in like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that's when I do my weekly. I'll go to the gym 4 times a week. But Monday and Wednesday, I'm up at 3:45 in the morning. I'm at the gym by about 4:30. Go to work by 6:30. Home by 8:30, and then so on and so forth. And then I have to do like the stuff around the house, make sure my dog is taken care of and stuff like that. So it's gotten a lot better over the years, and significantly better since like mid to end January to now.
No, I mean, that's actually the other part that I didn't even think about is the fitness side of things, because it's like, my workouts that I generally tend to do, I don't know what you do, but like I don't go to a gym. I work out literally here at the house. I have like my workout equipment is a couple of like things for chest, resistance bands, a 35-pound kettlebell, a 50-pound weight bag that I can add even more weight into. Right now I'm just on 50 pounds for doing, I'll go back and forth between like the 50 and the 35. I don't know how censored YouTube is, so I might have to rework my words with my pew-pews. I'll run dry fire with those, and I'll work those into my workout and stuff like that. So I'm kind of getting my equipment training and my workout and all that in the same thing. Like I'll do burpees, I do burp draws, because like the ceiling in our basement is low enough that if I try to do burpees and like jump, I'd smack the ceiling. So what I do is I'll drop down, do like 1, 2, 3, 4, get up, and I do a draw, and I like draw on a specific part of the wall, reholster. That's one. And I'll do like 20 of those, 10 of those, 15 of those, depending on how my body is taking it that day. Every fifth rep, I'll do like a reload where it's like a tactical reload where you don't just drop the mag, you retain that magazine, top it off with another one, reholster that magazine, all that. But so like I work that, like I'll do sit-ups where I have my long gun on me, and as I'm sitting up, I come up on target from like the sitting up position, come back down. So I'm always working like the shoulders and the abs, but I do all that here at home. And sometimes just getting myself to do that is like, I don't want to, I'm tired, I don't want to. And then there's always that little voice in the back of my head that's like, quit being a bitch. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go do it.
All right, yep. I had that same one go in my head, but I didn't even think about how you, because I know that you're very familiar with firearms and stuff like that, or like I don't know how, like you said, YouTube's going to censor that, but I didn't even think about how you incorporate like hand-eye coordination and getting muscle memory while you're doing that. So the whole time that you were describing all that, I'm not going to lie, I just see like a Southern John Wick being made in the process, and I'm so here for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pitch the idea that it could be Amazon Prime. If you are looking to make a new show or movie, you can make a Southern John Wick for a lesser cost of Keanu Reeves.
Oh my God,
who already has credentials. Here we are.
Baba Yaga from Whiskey River.
Oh dear Lord!
Right. God, that'd be interesting. Instead of John Wick, it's just Jack Whiskey. Jack Whiskey. Oh God, I can just think of that now. All I can think of is me being tied to a chair, and I'll be like, you know what, boss? People keep asking me if I'm back. And I ain't really had an answer, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm back now.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'm gonna add just a critique. As soon as he asks you, people keep asking if I'm back. Hell yeah, brother, I'm back.
People keep asking me if I'm back. Yay, motherfucker. And then that's when the transition, no, that's the trailer right there. Or actually, wait, no, you can't swear in trailers. So it's just people keep asking me if I'm back. Yay, motherfucker. And it just goes right into like the transition of like all the action scenes. And then there's always that one part of the trailer where all the music gets cut, and there's just that one line, and then it goes into the end of the trailer. So it's just all this crazy action stuff, and then there's me like standing up, and I'm like, I seem to trip over and fall a lot, and I get hurt. This is nice. Because I'm sorry, is that not every John Wick movie? He can get thrown off a building, slammed into everything, like have things that by all means should break and cripple him, but he's John Wick, so he just gets up and goes, and just keeps going, and he's totally fine. It's fine. No broken neck. No spinal injuries, no leg injuries, no breaks, no nothing. He's just fine. Must be nice.
It's because he eats his Wheaties. He eats his Wheaties in the morning.
That man eats his Wheaties and his grilled chicken and his rice and his black beans and his that man has a very healthy diet. He's on that keto diet, I bet you.
Props to him. But no, I'd watch that. I mean, and with your voice acting going the way it is, and the way you actually do like little bits that aren't voice acting, you kind of do like your own skits. That could be very plausible. You could do a YouTube short of this.
We're gonna talk to Zaga about this. That'd be interesting.
Zaga, he can do the production of it. He could literally I can just see him running with his camera.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the scenes.
Actually, you know what? The trailer would be interesting because it would literally be like you saying that. Be like, all I can picture is like a cowboy John Wick, and then it does like that whole like, what is it, that rising effect or that rising sound effect? Where it's like, and it just does that, and then it actually goes into the trailer for it, and that's the little YouTube trailer. That'd be interesting. I'd find that
interesting. A red band trailer. I think we should, if you end up doing it, do a red band trailer so that way you can curse and do it and have the much gore that you need on there. The red band trailer would be your best friend. Yeah, Ellie's all tatted up, and she's at her desk, so she'd be like, that's the one thing I found funny about those movies too, is that like even the administrative roles within like the council or whatever, or the high table, everyone's tatted up and
like all that, which I remember seeing that and I'm like, okay, that's badass. I like that.
I like how they secreted the whole, like the old school, like pinup vibe and stuff like that.
I actually never thought of that, and that probably explains a lot.
I mean, I was here for it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, I loved it, but I didn't draw that comparison because, like, for me, and again, everyone has been doing this. For me, I'm curious as to how, and I wonder if they'll ever actually explain it in any way, shape, or form, like how the high table was formed, how long it's been a thing, how the modern society of assassins within the John Wick universe, how that works or how it was like founded. And I don't think they're ever going to do it, but it does make me wonder if, like, maybe if that's a thing of, like, you know, when phones and all that and like that era of technology in the early 1900s and all that started to be a thing, that's when like that branch or that office of the high table and all that formed. And because of that, they keep that old 1900s pinup vibe kind of thing. Because even if you look, things are done on like chalkboards and like
and they have like
phones like the phones are rotary phones, and for some reason they're still plugging things in for like switchboards and shit like that.
That's what it was, switchboard. I couldn't think of the word.
Like they were all switchboard operators, or they had like the old style phones. So, and now that you say the pinup thing, that kind of makes me think of something like that, that like that organization was formed around that time period. So because of that, they always keep it, but it's the high table and assassins. So now everyone's tatted while they maintain that uniform and that style, which I kind of like the idea of. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the idea behind that theory.
Yeah, now the more you think about it, the more it like kind of sits in. Right. You're like, I kind of like it a little bit more than I already did.
Right. But I do wonder if they're ever going to expand on that universe, or if it's just going to be one of those things that they never expand on it. They keep it ambiguous, like that. They keep it ambiguous, so that you, as the viewer, can just kind of build all that in your brain and just build all like that we just did just however now. You think. Yeah, exactly. Because if they explain it, then it's like, no, that is dumb. I don't like that, but I guess it's canon, so
I'm here for it.
That's kind of glad that he put us in an episode, because I knew that you and I could nerd out about shit.
And it was a good transition too. I mean, like I said, the whole time, like I said, you were talking about your workouts, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, he's training to be he's training to be a John Wick, that or like the Jack Ryan, or no, not Jack Ryan, Jack Wick. And part of the song is you can, or like the background song, someone can make one. It's a modernized version of like Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
American Pie,
kind of like the old.
Like no, you have no idea what you just sent my brain into. So
this isn't down the rabbit hole, but I've sent your brain down there now.
No, yes, you definitely have. There's this young lady who does a lot of covers of songs. It's called her. I don't know if she's a single. I don't know if she's a one-woman show or if she has like a whole band behind her. But the name of it is Daughter, and she does like those cinematic, haunting, kind of like calmer versions of songs. She does one like "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk, and like imagine like you know how like Atomic Blonde, how they did "Nile Night Tick Luftballons," but they did it by Khalida, who also did the John Wick soundtrack. So if you ever see Atomic Blonde, and it's that like haunting kind of like badass sounding version of "Nile Night Tick Luftballons," yeah, that lady is the same one who did Think of Me, that wound up in John Wick. So can you just imagine like that? Yeah. Can you, I think I'm right on that, but can you just imagine like a Khalida version of American Pie? That's just haunting and badass sounding as shit. Right.
What the fuck are we doing a podcast?
We're going to be on the phone with Miss Khalida right now.
I need a Hollywood director and writer on the phone. Actually, no, scratch that. We have Zaga for that.
Yeah, right.
We need to call the music industry. We need to start get a script going.
We need a Steven Spielberg and a Michael Bay. We have a Steven Spielberg and a Michael Bay at home. Zaga.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, because he can do all the production, but I feel like if we give him a little bit of leniency where there's explosives involved in, he's going to be like a little kid on Christmas. Or would you prefer to do the explosive? Because I feel like you guys would fight over who gets to do the explosives.
So, see, here's the problem: is that you're kind of screwed if we do it either way. Here's why. With me,
the green already has me sold.
I have a healthy balance of yee and safety. So,
safety
problem is safety, yeah. So, do dumb shit, but, within reason. Mitigated risks. So, problem is that if I do it, I'm going to err on the side of caution. Things might not turn out so badass, but at least no one, and that's a weird thing. If someone else is going to get hurt, I'm going to be like, no. Let's look this over. If I might get hurt, it's like, run it. It's fine. It'll be fine. Just run it. It's fine. But if Zaga runs it, he's going to be like, all right, come here. Look at me. We have to do this in one take. Okay. Everybody has to get this all done in one take. All right. One take. I'm not fucking around. One take. Because that is all I can afford for all the explosives I just grabbed. Okay? Like, that is all we can do. All right? Good. Hands in. All right, hands in deep. Let's go.
Hold on. I want you to know how eerie and hilarious it is that I literally could have closed my eyes right there and thought it was Zaga on the damn screen. And so I've listened to your TikToks and a lot of your voice acting sessions and stuff like that. I commend you on how well of a job you do. I think I just breached another level of respect of how well or how good you are at this, because I'm not kidding. I'm sitting here and I'm like, is Zaga on this? Had I been blind, I would have thought
he popped in for a minute.
I could have literally thought that you guys if I was blind, I would have never known that you guys would have possibly swapped out on screen. It was scary good.
He just pops up from the problem. You promised to stay away. He's like, I lied. I lied. You promised to stay away. I lied.
I appreciate the Star Wars game reference.
Yes. I have still yet to play that game. I need to, but I have still yet to play that one. I have not jacked up the world as Star Killer just yet. Also, because I don't want to kill Shakti. I don't want to do it.
It's just one thing. There's one thing that you won't do.
No, what the fuck did she do wrong? What did she do wrong? Name one thing. Name one thing that just makes her out to be a dick. One thing. Go ahead. You can't you?
No.
Exactly.
And it's been years since I played that game, but I get it. I understand.
And it's funny because I was actually just talking about this with somebody because I've gotten heavily back into Red Dead Redemption 2. And nice. I will try to keep it spoiler free because it's funny. I've noticed that game has been out for a while, but there seems to be a big resurgence of people getting back into it. And I think here's why. And again, this is nerd shit, so I'm glad they're here. I think the reason why is that Red Dead Redemption 2, it was kind of like, the problem is that when it came out to glowing reviews. Everybody liked it. Everybody was happy with it. Everyone had a badass time with it. But I think that because it was set in the Parabellum South and stuff like that, there was also kind of a bigger push of anyone who was like, I don't like the cowboy shit. I don't like this. And that's not my thing. No. Just because I had to do with cowboy shit, people didn't want to do it. And they also felt like it was going to be GTA with cowboy shit. So it was going to be a lot more ridiculousness and stupidity than it was going to be an actually well-written storyline and characters with actual development. And with AAA games that have disappointed us again and again and again and again over the past few years since RDR2 came out. Red Dead Redemption 2 is still the same. It wasn't a disappointment when it came out. Awesome writing, a huge world to go through that has so much depth to it. From a mechanical standpoint, there's still so many ways that you can play it. Everything between the high honor to low honor system, the ways that you can really mess around with your weapons and how all the weapons are. Some are a little bit more vastly different than others, but you can really play it a whole bunch of different ways. The customization that you can really dress up the way that you want. If you want to go through the whole game as the most rootness, tootness, like cowboy looking dude ever, or if you almost want to dress up Arthur Morgan and then later John Marston as yourself, and you would to a certain degree, you can do all that. And there's so much depth that doesn't cost you $70 frickin' for like 3 hours worth of fun, if that makes sense. So I think you're starting to see it come back a lot with that. I'm trying to remember why I started that tangent. You brought something up, and I'm trying to remember. Shoot, I totally lost the whole point.
Oh, we were talking about the whole Star Wars game and how.
Oh, yes. So what I like about that game, because RDR2 does the same thing, is that obviously within Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2, if I'm not mistaken, there is to a certain degree a kind of a high honor and low honor. Like if you want to just say fucking go full Sith and full dark side, you can. If you want to try to dial it back some and try to get away from that direction, you can. But then there's certain missions where you just, you have to. Like you as a player don't want to go after this person or don't want to go after that person. But the character is forced to. So it's almost like you didn't want to do this, but you did. So it helps you kind of click in with the character a little bit more. And then two, as the player, it's kind of like, hey, dude, you could have turned the game off. You could have not gone any further with the story, but you did this and you killed that character or robbed this person or did this and did that. You might not have wanted to, but you did anyway. So kind of whatever happens is your fault. And it kind of helps wrap in the character. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the things I love the most about that, because you can play the most high honor, good guy, helps out everyone around him, Arthur Morgan. There's still missions where you go rob trains, shake down people for money, do things that are not things a good man would do. But then that also kind of wraps in how he is struggling, and you as the player kind of have to struggle to make up for who you are, make up what you've done, or just fully jump into that shit and just be the biggest douchebag that you can.
So you kind of get to pick like which path you go down. Oh yeah, in a sense, right? So what it reminds me of is, I don't know if you played it, but there was Fable back in the day where you got to choose how you were good or evil and stuff like that, or you could be like the neutral. But the same thing, like how you were talking about the whole Star Wars world, the one that I'm waiting for a remastered version of it, and it's the Knights of the Old Republic, where you got to choose which way you leaned, if you had either a blaster or if you went with the Jedi path, the Sith path, whatever, what have you, and stuff like that. And but I've been seeing a lot of, like how you said, I've seen Red Dead Redemption 2 circulating a lot more around on TikTok. I'm seeing a lot more videos of like gameplay and stuff like that. Then I'm starting to see now more videos of like it's like it's like the clips in between scenes are like gameplay. There's a lot more cutscenes being floated around of like from Knights of the Old Republic that have been remastered and look absolutely crisp and stuff like that. So it kind of gives me an idea, like they're hinting that there's a revamp on the way, or like they're kind of like giving you subtle hints like, hey, if you wait a little bit, this is what's coming. But then like how Red Dead Redemption 2, like you said, it made a resurge back around, which it caught me off guard, because I have a coworker who said that he bought it and he beat it. He's like, and then I went back and I played it again he's like, now because it's open world, he said it's just a huge, like, now there's no beating it. He's like, I can sit there, I can smoke, I can drink and just play it for the fun of it. There's no longer a story to do and stuff like that. So those are the kind of, like, personally, those are the kind of games I like. I love the whole open world concept where there's not like a direct line of where you have to follow.
Mm-hmm. And like, if you want to continue with the story, and as you go through the story, you unlock certain things, yes. But it's not like a go here, and then you gotta go off and do something here. It's like you're leaving the map area. It's like, come on, dude. Like, there's times for that. Don't get me wrong. There are some games like the Call of Duty campaigns or whatever, right? That type of stuff I get, because it's like there is a story that is being followed here. There's different ways you can approach this, but there is a story being followed here. And then they did whatever the hell they did with this last one, which is basically every story mission is just, in essence, like a wave horde system that you have to
Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
With some character dialogue going on in the background, but it's basically kill all enemies in this area, just like it'll be in Warzone, which we know that you're going to play as soon as you're done with this campaign. And, you know, it's like, did y'all put much effort into this thing? Like, that's the problem. Exactly. And I think that because people are getting so sick and tired of that, they want something where, like, does Red Dead Redemption 2 have an online mode? Yeah. Is it known for its online mode? No. Like, it's known for its story, but that story in the open world, and whether you go back and play it, and you'll go back and do like your third playthrough and still find shit that you didn't know about the first two times. Unless you like sit there with a walkthrough and are like, this one tiny part on the map that only shows up in between these two chapters. I got to go here and I'll find this thing and I'll do that. Or the random encounters that you run into. Like, there's always something more, and you can always run it differently for not $70. And it doesn't have to have, like, you know, here's the expansion pack, here's the DLC, here's this thing, like shiny, shiny, shiny. And it's like, you can have this really cool experience with it for not a whole bunch of microtransactions of shit you really don't need.
See, and that's what I don't know if you've ever played it, but it's how games are getting now is like the whole Fortnite thing, and then like there's a new like spin-off of Fortnite, and you got to spend X amount of money for this. And like when I used to play like consistently video games and stuff like that, I played Call of Duty, the original Warzone, that had like Verdansk and stuff like in Rebirth Island when it first came. The one that I enjoyed, and then it started getting stupid to me for like they started. They tried to be Fortnite by bringing in like character, like they brought in like Godzilla or a King Kong at one point. Didn't care for it.
And like King Kong was a moving part of the map, and like you had to keep hitting him in order to
it's something I didn't care for, and it was like they strayed away from their roots. They strayed away from like the stuff that made it fun. They started nerfing a lot of the guns left and right when people were getting decent kills and kill streaks and stuff like that. It started getting boring. And then I saw when the new one came out, and I saw the price, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm done playing games for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Now here's listen. I think it's Vice. Is it Vice who does the Battlefield games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
I think so.
So listen. I understand. Y'all are busy. Y'all got a lot going on. I understand. I do. Call of Duty attempted their whole King Kong, Godzilla shit, and y'all still ain't giving us dinosaurs. Like have you not seen that? Have you not seen for a long time that Vice within the Battlefield world has hinted at like Levolution, where legit velociraptors or like a T-Rex will come running into the map, and it's now a thing that you got to deal with. Or, I don't know, a dinosaurs mode where it's like Jurassic Park mixed with zombies, and it doesn't suck. They have teased at this for a very long time. And then we got Battlefield 2042, which no one cared about and no one really liked.
The trailer looked really cool.
Yes, it did. And it landed on its face.
It did.
Okay, I'm done now. I'm gone.
I think that's the most serious I've seen in a while.
The most what?
That was a very touchy subject for you. The talking through the teeth and just the stern look is just like, this is something he's very passionate about.
Well, I think for me, it's like, and I think for me, like, I'm not a huge gamer by any chance, but I do, because there are all these things that either through real life I can't achieve, or even within film, especially as someone who has a very creative mind and is an aspiring writer to a certain degree or another, there's all these sort of like worlds and different experiences that I really think you could have people latch onto. But the problem is that they either are a small studio that tries, but they can only do so much, or like, listen, people have said they've wanted this thing for a long time. People have told you that they have wanted this for a long ass time. And for some reason or another, you won't do it, either because you don't think it's going to make enough money, or B, y'all had a dispute and one of y'all bought one side of it, but both of y'all have to sign in order for it to work, and one of y'all won't sign. Like, it sounds stupid, but that's how some stuff like that happens.
It's like a divorce. One person needs to sign something, but they refuse to be petty. Yep.
But I think it's like, and the one thing is, and I think it's because there can be those moments in gaming. Like, dude, I still remember Titanfall 2, when Titanfall 2 multiplayer was actually still a thing. And then it all went over to Apex Legends. But like, I remember how awesome that gameplay was, how awesome that game is. And then I remember that. I remember like Battlefield 4, like ground war campaigns, or like Battlefield 1 ground war campaigns, where it wasn't just this little sandbox. Everybody kill each other as fast as possible. Like, if you really wanted to, and if you want to play recon, you could get up there with a 50 cal and just do nothing but spot and do recon for all your homies and all your dudes on your team. You could make those 1 in a million shots, like on the dude flying a freaking copter who hovered for too long and all that. And like all these things that you could really kind of create these experiences for yourself if you could get there. And that a massive experience like that on a massive scale is possible. But you'd rather do all this DLC crap and buy, flash, over here, shiny, skin, here's this new cool thing over here. Rather than, hey, how about we create this big ass like world that actually functions, and we let y'all take care of that from there.
That's one thing I wish that games actually stuck to, because like you said, the whole DLC thing, it's like the DLC has skyrocketed a lot more through games over the last few years because
they can make more money.
Yeah, and I know that's what I mean. It's the root of the whole damn thing, which is annoying because I'm sure you can confirm and agree with is that, I mean, after a long day, I just want to play a game where I don't have to do any of this. I just want to relax, run the mission, or like if I want to play online, I can play online, and I don't have to buy all this extra stuff for me to enjoy it, because at that point, then it's just I'm back at work and now I'm stressed. I came here to decompress. And now I'm just stressed, and I no longer want to play. So,
and I think you're seeing a big drop to one degree or another in a lot of very like narrative, like story driven games that are done really well. Like, have you ever heard of Plague Tales?
That's new, isn't it?
Yes. Plague Tales, the first one came out, I almost want to say during COVID, which is kind of fucked because it was a game about the Black Death that was happening during COVID.
No, I didn't play that. I do remember seeing that, but there was another game that as screwed up as it is, it was called Outbreak, and it was on my phone, and you pretty much created a virus on your.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And you got to see it like trends. You pretty much were trying to kill off the population, which. Very poor in taste. I played the ever-loving hell out of it, though. So there might be where like the dark part of my brain was like, yes, feed.
Feed my children, feed.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like,
to your little heart's content. Oh, you are having a little bit of a cough. I feel so sad for you. That is only the beginning. I'm sorry, that's how I picture you on your phone.
I mean, essentially, that's exactly what it was.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, because I'd sit there and like you could control, like, was it how it was created, and then like how was it airborne? How could people contract it, and then it would go. You would start seeing like, could it be transferred to animals and stuff like that? So you would just find more diabolical ways to go about it. And that's what I think that's really what was fucked up with a lot of our millennial, like, growing up, is like they gave us that during like pre-COVID and then post-COVID. And we're like, here, you guys don't know what really is going on with this. Here, create something so we can make the next narrative for you guys and see it play out.
Hey, look at this thing over here. See this thing? See this thing? Look over at this thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it came down to.
Yeah, but
I'm easily distracted.
No, it's fine. But like, so Plague Tales is, in essence, you play a young lady who is French aristocracy, who during the Black Plague is not just a disease; it is actually like a series of It's like hordes of rats that are literally between that and the Spanish Inquisition sweeping throughout Europe. So picture, like, I'm trying to think of the best way on how to word this. So you know how, like, amnesia, you can't just like blunt force your way through every problem. Like, you are not the most powerful thing in that castle or in that room. You do have some ways to defend yourself. But imagine that with like a Resident Evil third person type thing, and it's all set in like medieval times with supernatural shit. But like the rats are the supernatural shit. Like ghosts don't show up and shit like that.
Right, the rats are the zombies.
They're a lot more than the zombies. They are the zombies. They are the darkness that you can only ward off through flame and light. They are your greatest weapon, because you can divert them over to guards to literally eat them alive. They can be your best friend. They can be the thing that kills you. They can be the thing that cuts you off from where you need to go. And they can be your only defense against everyone trying to get to you. And it is one of the most finely crafted video games I've ever played in my life. I love it. And then they did a second one. And I like the second one. However, from a story perspective, good job, but fuck you. Good job, but fuck you. Just out of curiosity, I know what I'm talking about.
What is this game on? Because now I'm significantly intrigued, and now I kind of want to go watch some of the gameplay on YouTube.
I would definitely recommend you do so. So I believe they're on like Xbox and PS5 and PC. I think you can find them on Steam. But there's two of them. So there's Plague Tales, and there's Plague Tales like Plague, Tales, Tales. There's the first one, and then there's Plague Tales Requiem. That's the second one. Don't play that one yet. Just play Plague Tales, the first one. And I believe that it's on Xbox PC and Xbox Steam, and I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation also. Because I remember that I played it for the first time on PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken.
PlayStation 4, more than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just found at least the launch trailer. Yeah, I'm gonna save it to watch for later, so I can kind of get a better idea.
Definitely have a look at it. It's like horror that was actually done well, and like it's one of the few games that I actually got like physically and emotionally invested in. The other one was Life is Strange, but that's also because there's people in that game who are like the spitting image of people in my life who either passed or disappeared and stuff like that. But so like, did you ever play Life is Strange?
I don't even think I even have ever heard of that.
Okay. It's kind of like that third person interact with the world around you. Like your decisions have a butterfly effect, like all throughout the game.
Okay.
One of those kind of things. But no, it's definitely good. And it's done in a way where like it's fun, but even just like the design and the set pieces and stuff like that. And even just like seeing entire cities just get like engulfed by like just waves of rats that part around this one specific character because he's somehow linked to him, and like you just see this, or like wherever there's flame, the rats will part from that and stuff like that. Or even like just the smallest little things where you literally sit there and you're not even controlling anything, and the cutscene's over. You can control the character now, but you're just sitting there going, "Holy shit!" And then you finally hear a character be like, Amicia, we need to go, and you're like, "Oh, I have control again. My bad."
This honestly reminds me of like the way you're describing it. It's like a dark twist on the Pied Piper, or like St. Patrick, how he led the story of he led the snakes through Ireland and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's essentially the vibe that I'm getting when you describe that, which I'm completely here for. Or what was the horror movie that came out, Willard, where he made friends with the rats, and I think
I know what you're talking about too. I just can't. I didn't see it, but I'm trying to even remember what I can about the movie, and I know exactly what you're talking about too. I just can't remember much about the movie.
I know he was bullied a lot, and so like I think he made friends with these rats, and he was able to connect with them. He made them eat his mother, who abused him.
I know what you're talking about now. Yep.
Yeah, it's like that, but in like game form, I guess. Which again, I'm here for.
Like, but like in the medieval era too.
Yeah,
like that's another thing that like. And here's the thing: I get why. I fully get why. The medieval era does not get touched a whole lot in gaming, like Chivalry and like Chivalry 2 are some of the only ones I've seen that touch it, that really got some kind of traction. And you'll see others. I know that For Honor kind of did it a little bit, I think. So like it's not like it's an era that doesn't get touched at all in gaming, but it's one that is really hard to like grab people and get their attention with in gaming, because there's a hard way to like really do it in a way that gives you enough things to do that give you the feeling of like a modern horror or a modern action in a way that for our brains today like can really grab you in a way where it's not just dark and broody, but it can't all be action either, because you've got swords and bows only shoot so fast and stuff like that. But there's a way to balance all this out. And Plague Tales, what I love about that is that like it balances this out, because your only weapon that you have this whole time is a slingshot. And by slingshot, I don't mean slingshot like two sticks in a thing. This young lady has like that swing around
like
and go.
Like David and
Goliath sling. Yep. And there's different things you can do with different stones and stuff like that can do things to the environment around you. That's the only weapon you have out through the whole game. And it will be your best damn friend ever. And you will find ways to make it work.
I don't think I've ever wanted to get back into gaming until just now, because I've not seen really that. I mean, I wanted to play the Spider-Man that came out, but I didn't want to go buy like a new system and stuff, new system to play and whatnot. And so now I think I still have my old Xbox One, and I want to see if I can get this game and test it out.
I have an Xbox One. It's not that damn old.
Okay, well, if you look at today,
mine's old. I can tell you mine's old, because mine is a day one release one that I won at one of my unit Christmas parties back in like, 2014.
Oh, geez.
16, something like that, yeah. Like, it was one that was being raffled off, and my dad won it. And I was like, hey, Dad, I don't know if you're going to let me play this or not. He goes, Bud, I got the PlayStation. This one's yours. Like, don't stop. Like, here you go. I was like, okay. And
I think mine was given
a long time.
Mine was given to me from my best friend, but I don't remember. I think it's the Xbox Series. I don't know. It's the one with the built-in fan.
Like the XS or whatever it is.
Whatever one had the built-in fan to cool it down while you were playing, because the Xbox One was, I don't know, there was a flaw in it or whatever. But anyways, I know it started getting bad.
Especially online, if you ran like certain things online, that thing would overheat like a son of a bitch.
Well, mine started to sound like an old school PS2. It sounded like a jet starting to take off. It started to get scary, and I thought it was going to blow up. That's it. Yep, super loud and everything.
And then the second that the cutscene started, And every time the game was loading, you could tell when the game was loading too, because you'd be playing the game and all of a sudden it would do like a little loading thing. You hear. You're like, oh, the game is loading some shit right now. Some badass is about to happen. You could gauge how bad the following cutscene or segment was going to be based off how hard your fan was working on the game.
And you knew it was going to be bad, like if it did like the whole warm up scene, and then like it ramped down, and then it would ramp up again, and then ramp down. You're like, oh fuck.
Oh no. I remember GameCube was notorious for that shit. Every time you'd be in the middle of playing and like it would stop, it would be like loading. And you hear like the you just hear the fan going into high drive. You're like, what's about to happen?
Did you ever hear
some graphics?
Because speaking, not many people. I don't run into many people that actually remember the GameCube and stuff like that. Do you remember the rumor that went around about GameCube? So you know where the tiny little disc that it sat on, or the little place it set the disc on? There was a rumor that if you broke that black plastic piece off, that it would release like a deadly gas or like something that was inside the game. I was young, I was dumb. I can see the look. Like, why would you believe that? I was reading it through magazines, reading it through like Reddit forums and stuff like that. And I was like, so my stepbrothers we were all extra careful placing it on that little thing, and then to pull it off, like of course it like gripped the inside, like the little notch that's on the disc. And so to pull it out, we would put our finger on that black tray. Yeah, we were our own bomb squad.
Nuts.
It was. And then growing up, like as I got older, I was like, shit, that was a damn lie.
Yes. So, okay, now hold on. So I'm pretty sure that one was a damn lie. However, I'm curious if you remember this one too. Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's ever confirmed whether or not this ever actually worked. But when you were in the middle of a battle and you wanted to cause more damage, you had to press left and B as it was doing their attack to like make it do more damage. And then if you were trying to catch something, you would press right and A to like back off on the damage, and you had less likely chance of getting a crit, so that you could get their health down enough, but not enough to make them faint. No one else remember that shit?
I've never remembered that, and I have a Game Boy Color sitting in my room right now with Pokemon Gold.
So do I.
And what color is your Game Boy?
Purple, I think.
Which purple?
I don't remember. I'm going to have to go grab it at some point. I'll text you after this and tell you why. I didn't know there were two kind of purple. There's like the dark indigo purple. Was there another one?
Yeah, like there was the solid purple one and then there was the purple that was see-through that you could see all the intricate.
No, not that one. Not that one. Mine's the one that's not see-through, but I do remember the see-through one. Yep.
That's the one I have, and so I had to, and I bought Pokemon Gold. But no, I've never heard of that rumor that if you I didn't know anything about that.
You could like press certain buttons that would make your attacks more likely to crit or do more damage or back off the damage in case you were trying to. Like when you were getting attacked, you had to wait until they started their attack, because if you did it beforehand, it wasn't going to work. But you had to hit B and left to like go back to the part of your health bar that was full to like make their attack hurt less. And I swear to God, as a kid, it worked, because we did scientific experiments on this where we let someone attack us and we didn't do that, and we would lose every battle. And then you did it and you won battles just fine. I don't know what it is, but.
Well, I want you to know that you have now are forcing me to do, when I make dinner tonight after tonight's episode, I'm going to, as it's cooking, I'm going to have my Game Boy testing this theory. And if it works, then I'm going to dive back into playing this game more and more, because I bought it just like to pretty much cure boredom, to stay off my phone for a little bit. Right.
Plague Tales will kill your boredom, at least for a few hours.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
Sure. Because the campaign is actually, it's not like a short little campaign where like 3 hours, you're done. Like it's a campaign that's like story.
The way it should be.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's if you're just blowing through it. Like you can go and look for like the extra shit,
Like the side quests and stuff like that.
Not side quests.
Well,
there's a bunch of like little things where like if you really go look around, you'll make it so that the character can hold like more rocks for her sling in her purse or whatever. But like you have to really kind of go off to the side and find it. There to a certain degree are like kind of little interactions and encounters that you can find that you wouldn't if you just went the way that the camera's facing or telling you to go. It's funny, you can find like little flowers that like your little brother, you'll know when he found them because like you're holding his hand and he'll break off and he'll notice some type of flower because he studies flowers and he'll give it to you and she'll actually put it in her hair and she wears it there for like the rest of that mission. So it's almost like at the beginning of every mission, you're like, there's some little fucker around here and I'm going to find him. And it'll be like, come on this way. And that's going to go to the next part of the level. It's like, no, I ain't found the fucking flower. I'm finding that fucking flower. There's like little things like that. But
I like those though. So yeah, I'm going to have to look into that one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. It's those little things to where it's like, oh, well, you missed this and this secret thing. And you're like, I looked everywhere. Where was it supposed to be? And then like you'll watch a YouTube video and you're like, bullshit. Because I was right there and I didn't fucking see it.
You're sitting there like Batman.
Sometimes
Where are they? Where are they?
Where are they? Where are the flowers?
God damn
I want to know more about flowers.
God damn it.
My little brother likes flowers, and you're gonna go find me these flowers. Why do you love flowers so much? Because of Rachel.
Or you can switch it for Martha. Because him and Super... That name, what did you say? Martha.
Martha. Harvey Dent. He's not even a character in this game. I know. I like to bring him up a lot. He reminds me of things.
This is the clip that's gonna get posted.
Yeah, you ever see those college humor skits where it's just like, that's the Joker, and it's like a party clown. He's like, that's not the Joker. Keeps punching him. You can stop punching him. This is the Joker. No, Batman. That's not the Joker. Okay. Total disclosure. Kind of had a feeling he wasn't the real Joker. I said like own it, and.
Can you just
same chance as Rachel? He's got the same chances as Rachel. 50-50. How are you gonna do that with 1 quarter? We'd need like 50 quarters, and then like 50 more, and then I'll analyze it with giants. Sorry. And then I find it funny how with the Lego movies and with that, they just ran with it, and he just got raspy the whole time, and that was just the Batman voice.
From here on out,
what feelings are, Alfred. I've never had one. I've never seen one. I'm a 24/7, 365 heavy metal rapping machine. All I feel is rage. No. No.
And I think the Lego movie from here on out has ruined Batman for everybody, because any live action Batman, if we don't have that raspy, it's not Batman anymore.
Nope.
It's because
Nope. Not the same.
They have to move around like this. Ain't gonna be the same. I gotta have the Lego movement. That's how you save the DC universe. Put Lego Batman in live action. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but make it happen.
Homie, they made Avatar. There's a way that they can do it. Come on now.
Well, I mean, like you can't make Lego an action movie or like live action, but I mean, you could. I mean, they made Barbie.
They made Kratos a thing. I guarantee you could have a CGI Lego Batman that moved the way that Lego Batman moves amongst normal people, and it would still look good. They made Ready Player One, for fuck's sake.
That was such a great movie, though.
Oh, it was. And I find it funny because, like, I find it funny how, as a 90s kid, like there's the first time watching it, watch it and just watch the movie. The second time watching Ready Player One, just anytime there's like a wide shot, just pause. Just pause. You'll
Start
find
looking
like
for characters.
Just start looking for characters. The Iron Giant's in there. There's stuff from like Halo. There's stuff from like everything. That there's so many little things in there that you're like, damn, these boys did their homework. I like it.
It was very nostalgic. They knocked that out of the park, and so I was happy for that, because I didn't watch that until it hit streaming services, because I was like, this at first it looked stupid, and then I regret everything I said about it. I was like, this is so damn good. Just like what was it, Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
Free Guy. Yeah, I think it was. Was it Free Guy?
I think it's called Free Guy.
I think it was Free Guy. Yeah, I think it was Free Guy. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds, where he's an NPC who, in essence, breaks free of the matrix of being an NPC, but
he becomes
still
actual AI.
Lives his own. Yeah, but like still manages to like live his own life and have his own kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was good, which was good. I liked it. The thing I really liked about Ready Player One, though, was that even the story outside of the game behind it, I think was done really, really well. And it's sad because, I mean, it's like, there are kind of times where you watch Ready Player One and you're like, that would not surprise me if that's how things went in the next couple decades. I really want to
kind of like how it was in a dystopian area.
Yeah, not even the dystopian part, but it's more of the like, dude, for fuck's sake, like private companies essentially had their own armies that like jack people up. Like no government involvement. They just do like tyrannical government shit without actually being in the government, and they get away with it. And I want to say that's something that ain't probably ever going to happen, but I'm waiting for the day where there's like, don't feel like joining the United States Army? That's fine. Join the security forces of Amazon or the security forces of Walmart. And like these big corporations will have like their own private security forces armies. Like they'll have their own
militias,
Blackwaters. Yeah, they'll have like their own Blackwaters and triple canopies and all the other shit like that. And we'll have like corporate ass wars on each other.
That's
the United States Army has failed to, address the issue in South America. But as you can see, now being loaded off the C-130s, the Walmart and Amazon troops who are quickly marching into Mexico for, and it's like, and I want to say that that's just some like sci-fi shit that'll never happen.
But
I want to say that. I really want to, but I can't.
So if it ever happens, just know that
broadcasts start doing that voice again, I'll be very happy, and that'll be my new career. I will gladly do the transatlantic accent if radio broadcasts start being like that again.
Well, I want everyone to know that if this ever happens, just know that Copper predicted it. And so for all of you that don't show your receipt when you walk out of Walmart, the militia will be waiting there to check your receipt and forcibly ask you to see your receipt. And now this has been spoken into existence.
It's just the security from Half-Life 2. They've got like shot. Show me your receipt. I see that again. Where was it? Show me that receipt. Start knocking
off one item.
Yeah, right. You've got one item. Oh god.
Oh. Damn, we actually racked up
shit.
I can't believe I've been at this already for a little over an hour. To me it flew by.
Yeah, a little bit here too. Well, it's funny because so Zaga and I, Ellie and I always have a whole bunch of things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Zaga and I always have a whole bunch of things to talk about. But this was funny because with video gaming and a lot of the nerd shit, I've watched the episodes of you and Tony. I'm sorry, you and Zaga. And I can see how the time can go by because there's so much that you can delve from one thing to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. And they all kind of feed into each other, but at the same time in an actual intelligent conversation. Mm-hmm. Not like you dudes talked about Cheez-Its for half an hour, what's wrong with you? It's no, all these things kind of do feed into each other in one way or another. But yeah, no, it was fun for me because I don't really ever get to talk nerd shit and video game shit with people.
So this is kind of like a nice break for you then.
Little bit,
in a
yeah.
sense.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is kind of a nice little break. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Zaga. Zaga and I can talk about a whole bunch of different shit. He and I. The funny thing is that like people think that Zaga's kind of like not very philosophical and stuff like that. He is, and he can be.
No, he's got depth. Like behind his Jersey Shore look, he's very, very, very
he's
deep.
very in depth. He is,
and I've applauded him for
it. I can have those conversations with him
because like I said, no. All I was gonna say is like there's been times like he and I have spoke, whether it be on the show or like just like through text message, and like some of the shit that he said, I'm just like, damn, I would have never pinned you as which, and I've always said
that, yeah.
But I have like a high level of respect for him for the stuff like he does for the show, or like all the shows, all the production work and stuff like that. And because when we're setting up our stuff, whether it be for like our show or like someone else's show, and I'm sitting there, he'll ask me, well, how does this sound? How does this look? And to me, I'm very basic. I'm very simple. If I can see myself, I can hear myself, I'm fine. He's very integral, but it's because he wants the best out of it and he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is why earlier when we pitched the whole Jack Wick idea that Zaga would be the production person of it is because
I'm gonna start. It's funny because I'm gonna start. So you know what? Both of us got homework now. All right. Your homework is that you got to go play at least Plague Tales, at least the first one. You got to go at least start the first Plague Tales, and then get back to me on whether you like it or not. My homework is I got to start writing up and thinking of
Jack Wick.
The Jack Wick. I'm trying to think if we should change the last name. Like, what would we really change the last? Jack Rivers, maybe.
Well, what's
not
a synonym for Wick?
It's not Jack Reacher. It's not Jack Wick.
What's a synonym for Wick?
Jack Candlestick. No,
Jack Candle.
That sounds like a brown chicken.
Yeah. See, that's we need the Pornhub meme right now. Just
100% clipping that moment right there. And we are. I've been sitting here. By the way, I love the praise, you guys. Thank you very much. It feels really good. I'm toasty right now, so I don't know what I
can tell, Bubba. You look happy as shit.
So I got a Patagonia. I got a bandana. I'm chilling. I love you guys.
For you guys, man. Is it like toasty here, man?
But Jack Candlestick, if you don't start a fucking OnlyFans and that's not your username, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
I'm never starting OnlyFans, so that
Mama Copper fired. You got a new manager right now. It's this guy, and boy, do I have a business proposition for you.
Well, see, we were essentially just going to pimp out your hands, but now there's a name, Jack Candlestick.
There you go. We'll get molds of your fingers. We'll get molds of your single with a single finger. A single finger. We'll put a wick inside of it. You'll have a candlestick. That's a Jack Candlestick.
Oh God.
These are business.
Someone actually. So I realize I do this a lot when I talk about things and like explain things. Like I do this a lot, and I don't even think about it. And someone will remember like going like someone made the comment of like, "Oh my God, his hands." Just have like a candle that's just a cast of my hands, but it's in this position where I'm like talking about things, and like the wick is just coming out of like my index finger. But, like it would be this. It would just be my hand like this. But then you got to find a way to like put the hand tattoo in there, and I don't know.
I'm telling you,
we can make it happen
with my fucking consent, maybe.
We'll see. The consent thing, that's
it's a formality.
We'll just say you're employed by Nickelodeon.
God damn.
I just come in hot. Come in hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we weren't expecting to get a second guest to pop in.
We were not expecting.
The wizard from The Wizard of Oz has decided to pop in for a split second.
Hey, motherfuckers, you know what a great idea it would be?
But you should just call it Copperhead. That's like you're literally, that's like a fucking James Bond ass name. Operation Copperhead. Boom. Boom, Copper. Son. We're give you some guns, some knives.
That could work.
We gotta
instead of John Wick, it would just be Copper. That's it.
I mean, it's already a staple. You already got a business going for it.
I mean, Copperhead also sounds like an OnlyFans name also. I gotta go. Oh my god, I missed my soundboard.
So your long story short, your homework is start playing Plague Tales. My homework is I gotta think of some kind of script or story for our version of John Wick. I'm still thinking Jack Rivers, because Jack Rivers, John Wick, Jack Reacher. I think Jack Rivers kind of sits there in the middle pretty good.
Look, you're going to be the star of it, so it doesn't matter. So whatever name you want to go with, I mean, we're all for it.
The man from Jack Rivers.
I mean, if we can just get Nick to fly out over this way, he could play the bad guy. I can see him now. I already got a spinny chair. He'll spin around with a cat. Hello.
I want a parakeet. Let me get a parakeet.
Hello. Fancy to see you here, Mr. Kappa. I've been planning for you all along.
Kappa? How?
Kappa.
He just got a Chihuahua, and he's just like, it's not who you did it to. Like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of what accent we should have for you. Because Russian's already been taken.
Yeah, Russian's already taken.
You cannot do Russian. Bad time to be Russian.
Taken.
Bad time.
Oh, actually, since you like planning your viruses that take over the whole world, you should just play the whole evil German thing and be like, it's not who you did it to, mein Kinder. That frustrates.
I got it.
It's not what you did, mein Kinder. That frustrates me so. It's
Here's
who
the
you
plot
did it
twist.
to. You did it to Mr. Jameson. I feel
Here's
you
the plot
struck
twist.
my son. Do you want to explain why? Yes, Mister. He stole Jack Rivers' car and shot his dog. And all of a sudden, it's just turned around. Scheiße.
It just jumps to that scene from Inglourious Basterds. 99999.
99999.
I have an idea, though. Here's the plot twist. Nick is just a normal guy from the Midwest. His name's like Dave, works at a fucking IKEA.
Phil.
But he's just a mastermind after work. That's what he is.
Fair enough.
He gets all his design plans from IKEA.
Fair enough. I'm all tied up. I'm just all tied up in the chair and shit like that. And you're like, hey, Jack, hey, bud, how you doing? So,
let me just squeeze right past you real quick.
Yeah, let me just switch in here real quick. Have they been feeding you? Did they? You did water? You good? The hands thing I can't do anything about, but you want what? You're good. Okay. So yeah, my kid my kid fucked up. But it was kind of just a car and kind of just a dog. So maybe no. Still gonna kill us all? Okay. All right, bud. Well, I'm gonna go get a head start. You're gonna break out anyways. I'll see you soon, pal. All right, bye.
I'm for fuck the whole like German bad guy, Russian. Let's do a big plot twist. Do the whole Midwest bad guy. No, who else has a Midwest bad guy? Nobody.
I can't really think of any.
Exactly. There ain't none.
I think the closest that you maybe have. It's not. What's the series that they just did? He plays a lot of like dad characters. I think it was like Fargo. Is it Jason Bateman who does like the whole Fargo thing, but it's like the TV series?
Ozark?
Ozark.
Yes, Ozark. Yeah, Ozark. Because if you think about it, he's not a good guy, and he really is a villain, but he does not, they don't hype him up. They don't make him badass at all. He's very much like that Midwestern typical dad who walks in and is like, well, this deal's going to happen, or everyone in this room is going to die. So how do you feel about that? Here's my offer. Take it or leave it. And it's not supposed to be badass at all. That guy is not intimidating at all. But you watch that, and you're just sitting there going, what's going on?
See, I think we have Nick, like, he's in a meeting with all the other, like, masterminds, the bad guys, right? And then he's sitting there dunking like a donut and some coffee. And they're like, so what do we do? And he's like, kill him. I mean, I guess that's probably not the right thing to do, but we could do it. And he eats his donut, like, no problem.
Think about it. If he's dead, I kind of solves like 90% of your problem.
Have you guys not thought about this yet?
I don't know how
That's what I'm saying.
You guys all have money. These donuts are great, by the way. you guys all have money, and like, you keep sending squads of like 5 people at him rather than like a whole 20 dudes, which I think is just dumb. But okay.
It's like have you guys seen Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler?
No.
And Jennifer Aniston?
Yes, I did say that one.
So
Not
like
yet.
you know how they're just normal people and then they get involved in like a murder?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening here. Nick just happens to gotten himself involved with like the fucking mafia, and now he's the leader of it just because he's been so nice to everybody.
Nice.
Well, see, the thing is like I start critiquing like the way they've been doing things, and then they hit me with the, well, why don't you take it over? Okay.
He tried to continue the accent, and it was like, I'm not trying it anymore.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to try it anymore. But they hit me with the, well, why don't you just, well, what's your idea? Why don't you just do it? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what day are we like? What day are we trying to go? What time? What day?
Pictures that like all I get pictures that like.
I got the PTA on Wednesday though.
I was just gonna say, there's like one dude who he does like that scene where he just like walks in the meeting room with a baseball bat and he's like, "Hey guys, hey, listen, hate to be this guy, really hate to be this guy, but numbers, right? Numbers are important, okay?" And it just like beats some dude to death with a bat and goes, "Okay, and that's why we do our own internal armored trucks, okay? And then he sits down and like that's the gang mafia boss meeting.
Just so you guys know, there was an unexpected layoff just now.
And everyone's looking around like, who? And the old dude just get cracked in the back of the head.
Yeah.
There are grief counselors outside TikTok.
I was literally just gonna say that he'd sit there and be like, "All right, does anybody feel disturbed about what they just saw? No, I'm being serious. This isn't. This is you, Zach. No. Hey, take a step outside for a second." And then Zach steps outside for a second, and all you hear is, "No."
Does anybody else want to see a grief counselor?
Does anyone else feel like they need to talk to somebody? Like, it's okay. Mental health is important.
I have an open door policy. I have an open door policy, guys.
We're a family here, guys.
Yeah.
We're a family here, guys.
Policy and a loaded magazine practice. So just let me. Just the most Midwestern polite mafia boss you're ever gonna see.
We got gold right here, guys.
Right.
Gold right here.
And for some reason, I used to work for you, and you've wrapped me up into some more of your shit. Oh wait, no. Do you think we should still do like his son did some dumb shit and whatever? Don't kill the dog.
Oh, we could. No, instead of a dog, just make it your guinea. Make it your guinea pig.
No, it's my cat.
Nah, cat's too close. No, you got to go like more insignificant. He killed my fucking parakeet.
Oh no, make it like the trying to think. What would really?
What's it called? Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo, killed my lionfish.
He killed my lionfish.
Son of a bitch.
Killed my lionfish. Except it's like he killed your beta fish. Yeah. We got to keep it low budget, right? We don't have that kind of money, so a beta fish. He killed my beta fish.
This is a Midwestern film. You were given an award from Bass Pro Shop. They gave you one of the prize winning bass that was in the tank, and
you killed my fish.
I killed your largemouth bass.
He killed my chick from Tractor Supply.
I'm just sitting there in the chair. That fish was the acknowledgement of a lot of hard work, and you took that from me. Killed that from me. Okay, John. Okay, calm down, bud. Jack, calm down, bud.
Jack, right here. Eyes.
Jack, indoor voices, voices, bud.
This is a safe space. Safe space here.
Raise your hand. I'll call you.
I'm sorry. Just the idea of me being tied to a chair, being interrogated, and then getting told this is a safe space.
We're on the brink of a great comedy.
We're on the brink of making listen, even if this just gets made into a trailer and we never even actually make a movie out of this, that would still be funny as shit. And I've seen trailers for movies that never get made. Do pretty damn good.
We can make this happen. I can definitely make a trailer.
We could make this happen.
I have enough time. I can make a
trailer. Zog is late for his wedding. What the fuck were y'all doing? Oh, we Ellie, look at this.
It's gonna be like, I'll be like, hold on, boys, I got this. Ellie, honey, there's not a whole lot of times that we're all going to be in suits at the same time. Okay. So it was just a 30-second clip for the movie. The hallway here at the hotel is perfect. So we just had to film that real quick. I got him. We're still on time.
There's nobody. What did you say? Anybody wants to give stretch you out? Nobody's stretching anybody out today.
Nobody's stretching anyone out.
Nobody's stressing anybody. Stretching. Fuck.
All right, y'all should probably wrap this up. I mean, you guys are at an hour and a half here. I'm surprised y'all stayed this long.
He was just making a comment on that too. I was like, this went by so quick, but it's funny because like I was telling Nick that like you and I, we talk about everything from like philosophical shit, life shit, a whole bunch of other things. Ellie and I talk about like the military side of things and a bunch of other things. I don't really have anyone that like I just talk video games and nerd shit with. He and I fell into a damn rabbit hole of everything.
Oh, so you guys had an episode of Fanboys. That's pretty much
legit. That is exactly what ended up happening, and that was not how it was supposed to go. And I'm trying to remember how we even started. I think like we brought up a video game. Video game.
It was the Star Wars battle. Yeah, it was the Star Wars one.
Yes,
Force Unleashed.
It went from Star Wars Force Unleashed that you brought up, which then went into Red Dead Redemption 2, which then went into like Battlefield, and it all connected somehow, and it went crazy. You just see the man who was so fucked up, there was blood and guts and spit and ass flying everywhere. It was crazy.
That tends to happen from time to time.
Man, it does.
I bring a sprinkle of ADHD to every episode I do.
Doctor,
yeah,
HD. I got 80 of them. So
I got 80 of them.
I got.
This should not be NFA. It should be ADD Pod. And
don't mind me.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we wrap up an episode.
What you doing? I'm drinking.
Y'all say your goodbyes. I'm just here. I'm chilling.
All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And it has been brought to my attention that some of y'all have seen episodes that I'm in and have seen those episodes and not checked out my homies and my homegirl. So do me a favor. Be a good girl and go check them out. Or if you're a Bubba, do a homie a favor and go check out the other shows. Can you do that for me? All right.
I was going to plug.
I should let you know that made me feel very uncomfortable, and I'm using my sexiness to help promote your shit, Saga. So,
hey, listen, motherfucker, we need sex appeal somewhere here. We got Nick and I ain't the sex appeal, so we know where we laugh. We know where we go. We're for the dungeon master.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to say my goodbyes, but his sexy voice has got me in a fluster right now, and I'm kind of hot under the collar. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I've enjoyed
Nick.
Nick,
take a breath.
Yeah,
everything's gonna be fine. No pressure.
Yes, Daddy. I'm sorry, Copper.
I was like, homie, I'm throwing you this bone. I know you've read the comment section. Please do the thing.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I've enjoyed being on in Copper's Corner, not on Copper's Corner because he's not pimping me out yet. But if you would please, I mean, we all have content going on. I'm at Nick not so notorious. Zaga wants me to pitch a different name, but
change it to the Oklahoma. It's literally written in gold. It's perfect.
But I've enjoyed being on here. We've had a great.
I will even record a song for you. I will even record a country song of the Oklahoma. I will come up with one.
Oh no, he has his own song.
Have you not said that to him
yet? No. I know he has his own song. I'm just saying to give you options. I will write another one and perform another one.
Oh,
I want you to know that I'm going to stitch it, or I'm going to duet it, and I'm going to make it awkward but sexy at the same time. And if you don't think that I can do both of those, you're seriously underestimating my abilities.
And if you don't think I'm not going to send it to my producer friends and have them remix this into some sweet, loving R&B song, you're crazy. Just know who you work with. We're going to make it hard here.
Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was
hard.
You know what? I'll end the episode with the Oklahoma's theme song that I have.
Do it. Do it. Open it. Listen, open it with mine. I'm sad that like we couldn't because it was almost perfect, and then you can't change the lyrics when it goes through it.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, and then we got
yeah. So we found this AI program that makes music from scratch with lyrics and everything. So we've been having fun messing around with songs. Nick's is the best one because it says the goth girls love him. It's great.
I showed that to my barber, and he was like, "That is fucking great."
It is so great.
He sent it to me, and I literally sat there, and I was like,
actually
bobbing over a minute.
Dude, out of all the ones we made, that's better than the NFA one.
It was funny. It was good.
We're gonna do a photo shoot of that. We're gonna do a music video to that. We have to make a music video to that.
I hope VH1 picks this up.
Behind the music.
Is VH1 even still a thing?
No, but
behind the Oklahoma. He's bringing it back. This will be the Robin Sparkles.
Back again. VH1.
All right, y'all say goodbye because this gotta be end. I'm not here. I've been a ghost.
All right, y'all. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Like I said, if you haven't seen the other shows that feature Nick and Zaga and all them, be a good girl and go check those out for me, or be a homie and go check those out for me. I've been very, very happy to have Nick here with me, and we should probably do this more often. Like that's probably a good idea. That we do more you and I episodes more often.
Yeah, no, this was a great I guess pilot for you and I, and Zaga's been wanting us to do it just for the simple fact of well, your accent's heavier than mine, but apparently having two Southern accents on one podcast seems like a great idea. But this went way better than I anticipated. We started off slow. We felt each other out. I understand how wrong that sounds, but it ended up being a great episode. And I had fun.
Ladies, Nick has nice abs, actually. I was surprised.
He meant to say ass.
Well, one of us has got to have one. I don't.
I mean, y'all two white boys. The only one that got an ass here is me. Let's be real.
I've been doing squats, homie.
Mm-hmm.
You know I used to squat 500 pounds, right?
That was okay. That's past. This is present.
Oh, no, it never went away. That booty has been here to stay.
Keyword, my friend.
Now that's Italian.
500 pounds.
I have the donk of a Kardashian.
Damn, we know where Jay. Okay, so you got the ass Jay.
All right, I'm a scout. I deal in reconnaissance and stealth. You look at me laying down, there ain't no little thing that's gonna give me away when I'm laying down.
This is why Jack Candlestick fucking works. We ain't talking about the dick. We're talking about the body. It's a stick.
Were you here when he talked about like having like someone do a version of like American Pie, where it's like, so come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick, but have someone do like a cover where it's all creepy, like have Kaleida do it, to where it's like have Kaleida or Daughter. There are two female singers who have beautiful voices. So to get you caught up, did you ever watch Atomic Blonde?
No.
You never watched Atomic Blonde?
What is Atomic Blonde?
Blonde.
It's the movie.
Atomic Blonde? No.
Yes. Okay.
I'll say I'm Asian. Atomic Bomb is offensive to my people.
Okay.
God.
So
damn it.
So some of the music in John Wick that's like
we were saying goodbye. Why are we still going?
I don't know, because I need you to be caught up on this, and I want you to understand.
I'm editing this motherfucker in like an hour.
I understand that, but I want your feedback.
Y'all killing me.
Anyway, so it's like female vocals that kind of have like a more haunting but like badass version sounding of a song. So have like Kaleida or Daughter do like a cover of American Pie. And when it talks about the part of like, so come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick, Jack Flash sat on a candlestick or whatever, like that's the cover of the song, but it has all like the rising, like suspenseful music and shit like that in the background. That'd be interesting.
I'm sure we can get the AI to do it
in a way that doesn't suck.
We can make it happen.
I think getting the footage would do more of the thing. Oh, he's already said, I don't know which way I'm going to be facing, but Nick has already said The problem is that if you do the special effects, I'm probably gonna get hurt, and if I do the special effects, the explosions might not be big enough because I'm worried about people getting hurt.
No, I got video stuff. You don't even have to have explosions. Just make it look like it. You got to pretend.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, it's 2024. You know, there's technology. It happens.
But if it's going to be a John Wick parody, I'm going to have to hit and get hit and fall off and trip over a lot of things.
I'm half Asian. I know how to do choreography. We're good.
I didn't say I was going to actually hurt myself. I'm just going to have to make it look like it hurts.
Yeah. Teach you how to do all that.
I'm going to have to fall off your roof for no damn reason.
Well, just you can just piss off my wife and she'll push you off the roof. You don't even have to think about it.
How'd you film that scene? I told her that her hair didn't look good that day.
She donkey kicked him off the roof.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
Kicked me off the roof. All right, y'all.
Okay.
So last time, let's try this one more time. Everybody on the same page? All right. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. If you haven't seen the other shows that do feature Nick and Zaga, like Fanboys and Down the Rabbit Hole and all that, if you're one of our female viewers, do me a favor, be a good girl, and go check those out. If you're a Bubba, homie, do me a favor and go check them out, would you please? But Nick, I had a lot of fun with this, and do you need this? Do you need this?
No, I got enough water right here.
Okay, fair enough.
Bropper, I appreciate you having me on your corner and not pimping me out. I appreciate nerding out on your segment and stuff like that.
It was fun as shit.
I look forward to future projects with you going forward.
Me too.
So, but you guys have an amazing day, evening, week, whatever it may be, whenever you're listening to this. And we hope you enjoy the rest of our content that we make.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And next week, y'all, tune in because I don't know who's going to be my co-host, but I'm talking about Diddy on Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm talking about it. I'm doing research. I'm going in on it. I got so much. I'm going to even wear a Biggie shirt. I'm going to wear a Tupac shirt. Just fuck Diddy. I'm all on it. I love y'all. I don't know if y'all watched the whole thing, but if you did, I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.
Later.
He's the Oklahoma, swinging through the city like Spider-Man. He's got the moves, ain't no pity. He's chugging cold beers with his punk rock sound. But God, when you love him, he's the talk of the town. The Oklahoma,